baby. All right, so today is, I have no idea what today is. It's Sunday. I think it's like, I don't know, maybe like the 29th or something of March 2015. 1 week ago, this Sunday, I flew into New Orleans and I was there for a few days with my friends Kyle and Jenya. And on Monday, I met with my mother. We had coffee. I missed my parents a lot, and my mom drove out to Biloxi from New Orleans and met me for coffee, and we had a great little visit, about an hour and a half long, and said our goodbyes and hoped that maybe we'd be able to run into each other again for a few hours, but weren't quite sure because I had a pretty full itinerary. So anyway, so basically this video is going to be about why it is I am deciding to move back to New Orleans. Now, I have gotten a lot of flack about this decision. So the question is whether or not this is the right decision, whether I'm making an irrational, quick decision without thinking about it, and why it is that I do the things I do and the decisions I make and whatnot. So one reason I'm making this video, and basically it's just for my own personal use, is to describe my own decision-making process, because it's normal for people to vacillate and to not necessarily remember why it is they actually made a decision. So if I start having that process, then I will review this video and maybe it will be a useful tool for me. So I guess we can start with, I'm leaving Boulder, Colorado, and in 6 months I am going to move back to Biloxi, Mississippi. Not New Orleans, Biloxi. I've lived in New Orleans for 20 years, Biloxi for 10 years, and been floating around the country for about 12. Now, the reason I'm moving to Biloxi rather than New Orleans is because A, it's more pretty than New Orleans in my opinion. I just like the beach and the water. B, it's safer, less traffic, less crime, less stress. I won't have as many opportunities for employment, but if I need to work more and I'm not getting enough work in Biloxi, I can always pick up PRN shifts in hospitals in New Orleans. Or also, after 6 months or a year, I could always move to New Orleans if I just find that if it's not working out for me in Biloxi. But I kind of feel like if I had a choice, and I do have a choice, that my choice basically is going to be to move to Biloxi. So how I came to this conclusion is I have visited back to my family at least once, mostly twice a year is what I try and get down there. And what happens is, in that 4 or 5 days that I'm down there, I come into situations where I want to see everybody. So I get to spend a few hours with my dad, a few hours with my mom. I might go visit my brother and his kids, which I love and would like to experience a little more. And spend 2 or 3 days doing the other miscellaneous things that I like to do. And then I fly home. So even though I get to check the boxes of visiting everyone, it's not really a quality experience as far as the depth of it. It's just kind of fleeting. It happens, we give hugs and hang out, make small talk, and then that's it. And I've been here in Colorado off and on since 2008, so say 7 years. And I always knew that at some point, very likely, I was going to move back to be closer to my family. And I figured that would occur when maybe one of my parents got ill and I had to go down there maybe for support. And on this last trip, I was thinking to myself as I was walking around the old neighborhood I used to live in, and I was thinking that maybe it makes more sense for me to actually spend time with my family and my parents specifically when they're healthy and they're still doing things. My dad still rides motorcycles. I can go ride motorcycles with him. My mom's still relatively healthy, and she can come meet me and we can go have lunch and spend time together and hang out on a porch and just bullshit, have coffee. So it seems like at the end of my life, when I'm looking back on it, if I make if I were to wait and something were to happen and one of my parents got ill in the next few years and I didn't even have that opportunity to help them out, if it was just an unplanned death or something, I would probably feel bad about the fact that I was here when I could have been there, and there's really nothing holding me here right now. I've got no relationship. I've got a good job, and I've got some friends and acquaintances and some things to do, pool hall, poker, stuff like that. But I can do that anywhere, really, And in Biloxi, in New Orleans, I have a ton of friends that I've been knowing for over 20 years. So let's just say that if here in Boulder I have 40 or 50 friends, acquaintances, people I work with that know me and care about me and want care about my well-being. Say if the number here is about 40, the number in Biloxi is much higher than that. It's probably more like, between New Orleans and Biloxi, it's probably more like 200. So maybe 4 to 5 times. So if I live in Biloxi, then it's not like I'm leaving Boulder and moving someplace I've never done before, that I've never lived at, which I've done many times in my life. It's just I'm moving back home. I'm moving back to my friends and my family, and it's just it's not a drastic decision. It's really neutral or positive. So that's the primary reason. And then there are a lot of secondary reasons. One is because I just like shaking things up. I just like variety and experiencing different things throughout my life. And if I'm in one place for too long, I feel like I get kind of bored and static or stagnant, rather. I don't know if that's really the word either, but I like the variety, and I like mixing it up and having the opportunity to learn new things and experience new things. And sure, I can do that here, but despite the fact that Biloxi is a place that I've been before, it's also a place that I haven't lived in 10 years. So there's going to be some new experiences for me, for sure. The casinos are a little different. The poker players are a little different. And also, as far as dating and potentially meeting somebody, I'm pretty much kind of stuck here in the job that I'm at, as far as meeting somebody at work, and I hang out at the pool hall and I hang out at poker, and that's really it. So it's hard to meet people, and the people here are different. And I always thought that it would be nicer to be able to meet somebody that was maybe exceptionally athletic, to kind of lift me up and to do these things with. But one of the considerations that I found is that these types of people have a tendency to put their athleticism much higher than their relationship. So, which is fine, but it makes it tough to meet somebody. Despite Tinder and Match.com and Plenty of Fish and stuff like that. So I actually think that in my short 4 or 5 day experiment with some of the social media down there as far as dating sites and stuff like that. I actually had more activity down there than I did here. So it's just a secondary reason. The poker action is more of what I'm used to. It's a higher potential for profitability rather than strictly socialization, which is kind of what it is here. And I miss the freedom of being able to just go play poker 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and know that there's going to be a game that very likely will be a profitable game for me. Free food, better environment, safer. So, and just more variety. I like that. Right now, playing poker in Boulder is it's kind of shitty. The limits are small, and it's the same people, and there's not always a game, and you get stuck and you can't get even, and it's just a lot of reasons to that the games in Biloxi and New Orleans are much better. As far as my own health and well-being, physically, I had a shoulder injury, and right now I've got no significant other. I've got nobody to lean on. I've got no friends to lean on. I can't expect if I need shoulder surgery for a coworker to take care of me for 5 weeks. So it would be nice to have that little safety valve just in case something happened to me and I needed some help. The winters here have been nice, but I am going to enjoy not necessarily having to feel anxiety or whatever about whether or not it's going to snow, and if it's 6 inches of snow, and whether or not somebody's going to run into my fucking car because they can't drive on the ice, or whether or not I'm going to run into somebody else's car because I'm a dumb fuck driving on the ice, whatever, So it's just safer down there. I'll be able to ride my motorcycle more. I'll be able to have the top down on the Jeep hopefully more. One of the things I'll miss here is the high number of days that are sunshine. Down in Biloxi there are a lot of rainy, cloudy days, and it rains for a few hours and then it clears up. So I miss the rain, but I'm also going to miss the beauty here. That's no doubt that it is just so pretty here. But I can always come back and visit here like I was visiting my mom, so I'll have the opportunity to hop on a plane for $200 and come hang out for a week or two and have people I can stay with if I want to do that, and kind of go from there and just kind of flip the process. So one of the reasons I can make this decision so quickly, and it was very quick for me to make this decision, I gotta say, like every time I go down there I think about, is it time for me to move back yet? And I always think to myself, no, not yet, not yet, not yet. And then this time, I'm about 6 months out of a relationship, and a lot of the stuff here reminds me of that, and that's kind of painful. So it'll be nice to kind of distance myself from that. But I was walking around my old neighborhood, and my old apartment I lived in was for rent. So I called up the realtor and I was like, hey, look, I've lived in this exact apartment twice before. Can you tell me, is it, how much is it? It was only like $600 a month, which is less than half of what I'm paying now. So I walked around for probably about another 4 or 5 minutes, and I decided pretty quickly that I was moving back. And this is what I'm getting grief on with all my friends. So basically, this was Sunday. Monday I was walking around hanging with my mom. Tuesday I was walking around my old apartment. And Tuesday afternoon I decided that I was moving back. Or really, a few minutes after I passed my apartment, I decided I was moving back. And the reason that I can do that and feel confident about it is because as a gambler my entire life, especially as a poker player primarily, you have it's your job to calculate risk and reward, to calculate the cost-benefit analysis of a situation. If you put in a certain amount of money or you take a certain amount of risk, what is the reward going to be, and what are the implied odds if you do that, potentially for a huge reward, and what is it that you're risking if you fail. And I feel like that my risk is very, very low. I mean, I really have nothing to risk. I'm leaving my job here. I've left it before, moved to Kansas for a year and came right back. So if I go down there and I'm just 10 out of 10 depressed and regretting my decision, I could always just pack my shit back up and drive right back out here and potentially get the job back that I hold now, with maybe a few differences, but mostly I could probably get my job back. That's really the biggest risk. The benefits are immense of being able to spend time with my family, potentially meet somebody new, be in a position to experience some new life events and meet new friends, and just allow serendipity to lead the way, and just kind of do that for a while. I've got no reason not to. I've got no kids. My debt is exceptionally manageable. It'll be even more so when I get down there, because of the cost of living is so low. And I'll be able to live more and actually work less than I'm doing now. Right now, for a few years now, I've been tethered to the hospital 6 days a week or more. And I'm not always at the hospital, but there is a stress of always carrying the beeper, always having to be on call, always wondering whether or not I'm missing a phone call. I just went to a movie, and I'm having to check my phone like every 2 minutes to make sure I didn't miss a call. So it'll be nice and probably emotionally beneficial for me to put myself in a more normal situation as far as work. And just do something different. Go jog on the beach, do some yoga on the beach, consider the great expanse of the universe while I'm looking at the Gulf of Mexico and watching the sunset. Who knows, I may even get an apartment on the beach again and watch many sunsets, which I can do even if I'm not living on the beach, but it would be nice for that. I don't know. So that's my plan, and there are other reasons, but I've already started selling my stuff, and people are like, well, you're not leaving for 6 months, and you've been back for 2 days, and now you're liquidating all of your shit. And the reason for that is because of I have gotten rid of everything before, and I like the process. I like the distinct awareness, and it's kind of a pain, or painful, but it's not necessarily painful. It's just more like acutely aware when you don't have a lot of stuff, and you just got rid of all of this stuff that was supposed to hold a value, but it's just stuff, it's just things, and as the furniture leaves the apartment, the dog doesn't need a coffee table with 2 matching end tables. The dog's fine laying on the floor, and really, I'll be fine laying on the floor. I may be better laying on the floor. I have been before. So I'm going to go back to doing that for a while and check out the meditation process of that. Anyway, that's it. I'm going to stop this now because I'm driving and it's getting cold and dark. All right.